My name's Alexander Mills, and I'm from the Niagara region here in Ontario. I write about specialty coffee on my blog at alexandermills.ca, and I use platforms like Instagram and YouTube to help folks brew better coffee at home. And I'm also an owner and operator of a mobile cafe here in Niagara called Groundswell Coffee Company. I grew up drinking black coffee thanks to the influence of my dad and my older brother. But it was about 10 years ago that I had a naturally processed coffee from Ethiopia. And after tasting those flavors of blueberries and all sorts of berries and florals, I just knew I couldn't go back. So actually a big part of my life's work now is curating that type of experience for folks who are coffee curious or don't know about the specialty world of coffee at all. My recipe this year is a pretty large departure from the methodology of my recipes in past competitions. I think that mostly has to do with the new max dose of 18 grams. So in past competitions, I've brewed inverted. This competition, I'm brewing the standard method. And I'm also brewing a smaller dose, 13 grams, and that helps to actually keep the coffee cool. A smaller dose is going to dissipate heat faster than a larger dose of coffee. And that's pretty strategic because cooler coffee can actually be more expressive as far as flavors go than a hotter coffee. So I think that's kind of what sets this recipe apart from my competitors, is that when the judges are tasting the coffee side by side in a triangulation, mine should be a bit cooler and therefore a little bit more expressive. The first time I brewed with an AeroPress was about 10 years ago when I first started getting into brewing better coffee at home. It was around that time when I was accumulating new gear to brew with, and I was really intrigued by the versatility of the brewer, not just in how you can brew coffee with it, but where you can brew coffee with it. And that's why when I travel, which is quite a bit, it is the cornerstone of my travel coffee kit. So I bring the AeroPress, bring some filters, I bring my Time More hand grinder, a little travel scale, and actually the travel kettle that comes in the packed coffee kit. I put all of that in this little Life of Basau coffee kit carrier. And that's my setup when I'm on the road. I bring paper filters with me, and I've brewed with that setup everywhere from deserts to mountains to the base of a waterfall in Iceland. When I'm really remote, I bring a jet boil to boil water. But the AeroPress, in my experience, and at least for me, is the most versatile brewer, so that's why I bring it whenever I'm on the road. The specialty coffee scene can often feel like an exclusive members club. So my advice to anyone who is coffee curious or just starting to learn about specialty coffee is to, first and foremost, not be off-put by anything that you perceive as like pretentious or anything. And then when it comes to exploring coffee on your own, trust your taste. Evaluate your coffee with your mouth and not with your eyes. And don't fall into the trap of accumulating a bunch of gear thinking that more gear brews better coffee. Better coffee brews better coffee. So invest in better coffee and enjoy the process while you brew it at home. And of course, reach out to me through DM if you need help brewing better coffee at home. That's what I'm here for.